get this show going, man.
Welcome to the Bleeding Burgundy Podcast, a Washington Commanders podcast for fans, by fans, with your hosts, Jesse Martin.
Because 90% of them are wrong. They're fucking wrong.
Max Taman.
You've got a plate of shit and you've got a bowl of shit. They're the same thing.
Scott Hartley.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
John Taman.
What the hell was I talking about?
I just don't get it. I don't get it.
And now, the world's worst podcast host, John Taman.
Hey, what do you know? Scott, there he is, my man. All right, so hey, I am the world's worst podcast host, and I will give it to Mr. Scott Hartley right there down on the bottom right-hand corner because he was getting motorboated exactly on time. He was himself. Yeah, he was having a post
at the buzzer. Yeah,
at the fucking absolute buzzer. Scott Hartley. Which is how the Commanders won today.
Scott, I wanted to say, I've been looking at that photo of you for a long time, and I just now noticed that there was a Band-Aid on your ear.
Is there? Yeah, there is, yeah.
What's funny about that is we had this thing up for almost a year until I noticed it.
We're just all looking at the lovely eyes of Mr. Hartley.
No, I noticed it right away. In Britain, they usually pin their ears back for a number of years so that they don't fucking stick out off the side of their head like
It was where I went to the barber's and the barber accidentally nipped my ear. So, yeah.
You see what
Sorry about it, son.
It would be if you could speak English,
stupid
mate.
Joke in the barber shop to lower me ears, please, and he went ahead and did it.
Yeah, right? Exactly that. Yeah.
All right. So anyway, that was a fucking close one. My good friend Jesse Martin from southeastern Virginia, who is not going to buy a box of cereal right now. I would like to say thank you for not being in the truck for this episode.
You're welcome.
All right.
You got to watch that game at home.
Yeah. What did you think, man? Holy shit! I know I know how you were.
Look, I mean, it wasn't pretty. I mean, this team, and this goes prior beyond this coaching staff. It just seems like whenever we have a break, either coming off from a Thursday night game or a bye, we just do not play well whatsoever. And you can blame the stuff on the offensive line. You can blame the refs for throwing so many flags, but this game had opportunities written all over it. And we missed every single fucking one of them.
Well, what did they have? 7 sacks?
8
sacks, by the way, down there at the bottom, on the bottom left-hand side of your screen there. That is Max Taman, the Max-statistician. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Thank you.
My son. It's hard to say my son on the show because I don't want everybody to think that this is some kind of show filled with fucking...
yeah, I'm not Kenny Albert for you.
Right, there you go. You're not Kenny Albert. Yes. Yes, all of you people out there, I had to school these youngins today on just who Marv Albert was, who was Kenny Albert's father, and why the hell did he fuck his cousin, because he sure looks like that's what Kenny Albert is.
Jesus Christ.
Yes. Had sex and coitus with my cousin. All right, so anyway, you got to be pretty old to get that reference, and I think he ended up as the Knicks broadcaster. But for all of you that don't know, Marv Albert was his career as an NFL broadcaster ended because he was found in a Virginia hotel room dressed in a pair of leather women's undergarments after having bit a prostitute who called the police on him. Yes, had me a hell of a night. That fucking ecstasy. Yes. All right, so. What do you say about this game, Jesse? Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't pretty. We are lucky to get away with this win. I mean, it's nothing went our way. The opportunities. I mean, look, if Terry had a ball right in his hands, and Scouts can bitch and moan about it all he wants to. That was a bad pass. I don't think he could have gotten much better than that. He should have caught that ball.
He could have gotten a little better.
It could have been. It could have been a little bit more air on it, but
at the same time, Terry couldn't. He hesitated in his
top 10 receivers catch that pass.
Well, they're also
99 times out of 100.
He's not.
Yeah, you said 99% of the time.
And Terry's missed a couple of them like that. So,
there was
3 opportunities for Terry to bring the ball in for big plays. One of them was overthrown. That one, I get where you're coming from, Jesse. I thought it was a good ball that he juggled a bit, and then you had the one that was kind of almost we all thought, why is that not a pass interference call? Yeah. And just nothing was thrown. And you're thinking, how have we got to this situation? We were comfortable in most of this game, but just that last quarter, I don't know what happened. Since Rattler came in
here,
second half,
we played so well in the first half, and
was it that good though?
Well, I'm talking about.
Yes.
Yeah.
Look, I'm talking. Just think about the year, man. We're always from the middle of the third quarter on. Yeah. The defense seems to forget how to fucking play.
All right, so they go in, they have a couple of shrimp cocktails at halftime. They come out complacent. But see, what I kept seeing in the first half and throughout the freaking game. Now, granted, Tyler Biotish was out, and I bet he had a stomach ailment, and I bet Jaden went to the coach and said, look, man, I'm not sticking my hands up under there. There ain't no goddamn way. Get him out of this game today.
I mean, he wasn't sticking his hands up under there. How many times did you see him under center?
Oh, I know. Point being is, I didn't think that Dieter – I'm not going to say whether he played a good game or a bad game. I know that the first fucking...
He played a very good game.
I don't think anybody on the offensive line played
Cosme didn't have a good game either.
But see, that's what I kept seeing. I kept seeing Jaden go back to pass and then end up taking a 1-yard gain as he tries to run out of it. 1-yard gain, 1-yard gain, chase him to the sidelines, 1-yard gain, 1-yard gain. There was one play he ran from one sideline and then
that was
back
the first
to the
play
other.
Of the game. The first play of the game.
Fucking 40-yard, 1-yard gain or a 40-yard no gain. Holy shit. So I don't know that the offense was in sync. There were times when you could see that it looked like it could do anything it wanted to do. You know, how often was it 2nd and 1, 2nd and 2, right? But then
I think a lot of them sacks, man. Jaden ran into a lot of them, or just did not go up into the pocket like true pocket passers.
He did once, and then he got sacked
Chase
by
was standing there.
Well, Chase was the one that pushed him up, and then. What's the guy? Cam Jordan sacked him because he got disengaged from Allegretti.
Yeah.
So there were times he did. It wasn't in unison.
I think it was one of the later sacks. I see everybody blaming Wiley for this, but Wiley played the play perfectly, and he just ran right into the sack. It's like go up the middle or throw the fucking ball away. We're seeing little remnants of fucking Sam Howell, and he holds the ball too long at some points in time. But then other points or times you're like, God damn. I can understand why, because he just wants to make the play, but there is some checkdowns available to him.
Do you think that's
play.
That's probably one of his worst games that we've seen, but he still had a very good game in passing yards and in completions. And do you think, though, that it's because the occasion maybe got ahead of him because he's back in Louisiana? He wants to prove that this is my town, this is what I do. I don't know. We just, for whatever reason, Max said it in the chat as well that that they sold out for the run today by far, and it worked because we could not get any run game at all going throughout this entire game, and it was just like. The one thing that you thought was going to happen before this game was that Brian Robinson's going to get a big high dose of the ball and we're going to get the run game going because this is one of the worst teams against run defense. And just couldn't get anything going.
I mean, Robinson still had 21 carries. He had 3 yards of carry. So we had the big dose of Robinson. He just couldn't get it pushing.
I think that's what Scott means. We just couldn't get it going. And I know I'm seeing all over Twitter, run the damn ball. They were trying to run the ball. They just couldn't run the ball. Couldn't get nowhere.
You look at if you look at the stats without taking a step back from watching the game, it doesn't look like they played that bad of a game.
No.
You got and that's the thing that's frustrating because just defensively, the Saints quarterbacks combined, including Cedric Wilson, went 15 to 32 for 176 yards with 2 touchdowns and an interception. Mm-hmm. You will live with that any day of the week. Sure. As a defense.
What did they have at the halftime? Was it 50 yards or something?
Scott, you're making me do a lot of work.
But they had 2 first downs in the first half.
I think it was
as far as I recall.
21 yards or something stupid.
It was 39 yards at
it was not a lot is the answer.
Yeah, I think there was 5 minutes left in the second quarter. It was 39 yards.
So what happened? What happens in the third quarter? What happens to our defense?
Spencer Rattler comes in. It's the backup quarterback. Their offense gets simplified.
You get a little shot in the arm.
And we drop back into a cover 4. That's what we played the entire second half.
Right.
Cover 4s or cover 6s.
Right. Sorry, I'm looking at that nice play right there.
One good takeaway from the defense, I'll say this. One really good takeaway from the defense. Marshawn Lattimore wasn't taking shit.
He wasn't targeted.
It wasn't targeted.
They said, no, you are not getting anything.
You know,
Frankly,
I think that's
that
good,
was
though.
nice.
That's a good thing for this team.
Yeah, that's a good
That's
thing.
what
And I mean,
you
granted,
want.
they don't have anybody to target with. Granted.
That's why you bring him here for
That's
that
right.
reason.
Can I say
You
that?
kind of saw them pick. You saw them pick on Noah Igbenogany a little bit.
Yeah,
And
but
then-
they're going to see that. When you don't
Yeah,
throw
and
at
that's
one
fine.
guy, you
Yeah,
got to
that's
throw at
fine.
another.
And he had a good game. He held up.
Scott, get
Like
the
the
big
funny thing-
football knowledge out, please.
The funny thing is St. Juice comes in for one fucking play and then gets a goddamn flag.
Oh, I know. They immediately there was a fucking buzz in the helmet. 25's in the game. There he is.
Target him.
That's right.
Ooh, Jalen McMillan.
All right. So, damn, there goes a
I do want
mouthpiece.
to talk
I
about
like
this.
that.
Max brought this up. We all saw this in the chat about the last 10
clock.
seconds of the game.
Yes. The 4-second delay between
Warren
9
Sharp,
and 8.
very big football mind, dives deep in the numbers. Very big NFL personality. Has put a tweet out. The ref stopped the game stopped the game clock for 4 seconds when it should have been running. It freezes at 9 seconds.
9, right.
The clock ticks from the play clock ticks from 39 to 35.
Mm-hmm.
The game should have been over. It should have been over.
It should have been over. It should have been over.
I think the Commanders should definitely figure out, go to the NFL and figure out why this is why this happened, because that we could have.
You see the side judge. The side judge did it. So the more question is, why did the side judge stop the clock? Is he a college official?
Hello, this is the NFL. We're very sorry for the fuck up we had at the end of the game the other day, but there's nothing we can do about it now. Everybody saw it on TV. So
That always happens in New Orleans. Funky
what's that?
stuff always happens in New Orleans.
It's the fucking Hockuleys. I tell you
You're
what.
right, but
I'm telling you what. Every time that fucking Sean Hockuley pulls a flag out for a sack that, I mean, it's not even a sack. It was a ball that got out, but it's not a penalty. It's not a fucking penalty. 2 times they called these fucking things. Yes, his thumb got him right here. Oh no. The other time, yes, he hit him, but it was not too late. But every time he fucking throws that goddamn flag, his stupid over fucking muscled up steroid head father goes, "That's my boy out there." I can't stand the whole Hockuley family, except for you, Emily. You're hot and you know it. You know why. I'm telling you what, Scott. That's Sean Hockuley's grandmother. I'd lick her, you know where.
Oh no, John! Come on. Yeah.
Anyway,
you're right,
welcome
you're
to the
right.
show, Scott. How are you? What do you
Dodgy.
think about all this mess?
What's going on with your
it's got you.
Scott, you kind of sound like a robot.
Yeah.
He does.
Oh, do
Sounds
everything.
like one of those bad 1980s British science
Okay,
fiction
let me
TV
pop
shows they'd put on.
out and pop back in.
Yes, please
Okay.
pop out.
That's what she
Pop
said.
out, pop in. Pop out, pop in. Pop out and pop in. All right, well, I'll tell you what. I think what we can do, really, because I was disappointed overall. Of course, as soon as I start any kind of podcast, everything goes bonkers in my house, so I have to stop what I'm doing.
Yeah,
Look, I thought this was disappointing the entire game.
It was not a very good watch.
No, it wasn't. And I mean, granted, overall in the first half, you'd say we dominated, but it was a sleepy domination. All right, Terry was having his way. Brian Robinson had a lot of nice hard runs, 8-9 yard runs, and we did whatever we wanted. Ertz had a beautiful one-handed catch that eventually led to him being out of the game. Ertz got hurt. Right? Ertz was hurt.
Yeah, that was a great catch.
Unbelievably great catch. They'd have been screaming all over Brock Bowers for that shit, but watch. Ertz had a nice catch. But I think that it was like I said, sorry. 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 But it was a sleepwalk, all right? And we got sleptwalked right into the second half. We didn't have, it seemed to me, to have any kind of urgency on the thing. I don't know what it was that was going on downfield that Jaden couldn't find anything open, that he had to keep running for the sidelines. I really don't know. Our offensive line wasn't helping. Protection was breaking down pretty damn fast.
I was following Kime and JP. They're there, so they see a little bit more wide.
More than I do from
view
here? Are you shitting me?
From the field, and they were talking about how Jaden, holds the ball and runs. Well,
Right.
he's missing stuff. He's missing your check downs, and just like Scott G was talking about earlier in the chat, it's like you got to throw the ball away. Either hit your checkdowns or throw it away sometimes.
Yeah, you were saying so in our chat today.
Even though that he didn't really take that many big hits today. He could take hits. Running out of bounds just for 1 yard, man, that yard isn't that important in the grand scheme of things.
So far, I don't think he's really been put in a position to take too many big hits. Although today
he does a good job. He
got wrestled around a bit, And
he does a good job. He had a good slide, and he had that tuck and roll thing he did. I think earlier in the game was pretty good. I think it was for a 10 or 11-yard run.
Yeah,
I thought it was pretty.
Let me ask
good.
this, because I'm old and I forget. But when you dive headfirst like he does, all right, you are not considered to be giving yourself up at that point. They're allowed to. I mean, they can't rough you, but if a knee comes in on him in his back,
yes. But with
legal.
that, you're at a more protective state in terms of your body than a slide.
They say.
Oh, I agree. I'm happy that he does it after seeing what happened to Trevor Lawrence for sure.
Yeah, they're saying that it's better to roll like that than it is to actual slide.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think he's got more control over it.
If only Madden could find that out. Good Lord. How many times you do that in Madden and just fumble?
I've been dead for at least 5 years, for fuck's sake, I watch the way these boys play football now, and I'm rolling over my grave all the goddamn time, I can tell you
while
that
eating,
there.
While eating a turducken, yeah.
That's right. You know how hard it is to get turducken in football heaven, for fuck's sake. Al Davis hogs all the goddamn fresh milk. All right, anyway, we're going to do something different here because, anyway, Max, you were saying something. Go ahead.
You're good. Keep going.
I am good, and I'm going to keep going. All right, so we're going to kind of give a couple of grades. Max, you asked me, are these letter grades or not? And I don't give a shit. You can grade it however you fucking well want. You can grade it on the Mesopotamian decimal system as far as I'm concerned. Scott, we're going to start with you with the offensive line. What would you say overall for our offensive line?
I'm going to give it a straight-up F. It was shocking today. Yeah, woeful. I mean, you could probably go to a D at best. Coleman beasted a couple of times by Chase Young, which, yeah, I get that. But
I didn't want to see Chase get a sack.
No. Wiley actually played okay. He had a decent enough game. Saw him blocking, and I thought, you know what, he's okay. Algretti getting a penalty call when we needed when the Darmy Brown touchdown was there.
Ticky-tack hockey call.
I mean...
It's a penalty,
Cosme had a bad game. He had a bad game. And Dieter, I can't really comment. Initially started poorly, but we'll have to look at that back again. But it was a pretty bad offensive line day.
I would have to agree, and I would say Dieter on his first shotgun snap damn near threw it off to the right. Fucking Jaden had to make a nice little one-handed grab. And hey, man, good for working out with the basketball for that kind of catch.
Real quick, if you guys listen very carefully, you'll hear Scouse screaming for joy because Joey Sly just missed a kick.
Dude, every kicker in the world's missing kicks.
I think we would welcome Joey Sly with open arms.
Look, and I'm
Mr. Perfect on the team right now, buddy.
Was I pissed off? Was I pissed off with him missing the 50-odd yard kick? Not really. It's a 54-yarder.
I understood why a lot of people were upset with Quinn by going for that, but I kind of understood why he wanted to put the game away. But that is kind of it's just a little sketchy. You're on your seventh fucking kicker, of the year, and you're trying to put a game away, kicking a 52 fucking yard field goal. I'm not as down on the offensive line. I think they were probably a D plus, C minus. I do think a lot of them sacked, even though that they were going to be blamed on the offensive line. I do think Jaden ran into a lot of them.
Yeah, he did. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah,
but still, what
the run game
is exactly that. The offensive line is there to run and to help that run game out, and we've seen that time after time that this has been a top 5 offensive line at times. Today, it did not play like that at all.
At times, in the run game, it did. I mean, in the first quarter, it was pushing well and going forward, but then it just stopped doing that.
It was like 50. I think B-Rob was.
Yeah, in the first half.
15 rushes for like 5 yards.
I know.
B-Rob didn't have a great game, but, I mean, at the same time, the run game is more than Brian Robinson. We were getting a lot of these read options and outside runs with Terry, or even B-Rob for that matter, or Jaden, and we were doing well.
He did have a couple tackle for loss where he got hit like almost as soon as he took the handoff. That took away a lot of that yardage. Because he did have a lot of good first down and second down runs for 7 or 8 yards. I mean, I'm not going to say a lot, but he had at least 2 or 3, but in the first quarter, the whole offense was working.
But what was interesting with that, when you look at the run game, John, is every time the ball went out almost sideways and B-Rob was able to get up and build up a head of steam, he was getting big chunk runs. And you're thinking, okay, so when he was obviously almost at a standstill, he just couldn't go anywhere. So the handoff straight to B-Rob, you're getting nowhere. But if it was more of a gadget play and he had a run up to it, he's getting 10, 15 yards. And you're thinking, okay...
All right. The running backs are assigned to me, so I guess I'll go next, and I'm going to give the running backs that's quite all right. That's a segue, Scotty. That's what we call it here in the biz, a segue. All right. So the running backs, of course, go right off with the offensive line. I tend to agree with Jesse in that area that they weren't terrible. Pass blocking was bad. Jaden holding the ball, I don't know what was going on beyond. I couldn't really tell, but there was a lot of times they had good.
Before you give that grade, I kind of want to throw this out there. Again, this is kind of will mend the offensive line and the running backs together. Do you think Dieter being at center could have affected not only Jaden but B-Rob, but also some of the play calls as well?
Absolutely.
Maybe there's not the trust there.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, he's a backup for a reason. Right?
I didn't think
and who's making the play calls on the offensive line?
Him. That's the thing I was going to say. Is I didn't think it would be that big of a difference, but there was definitely just confusion among the offensive line that we haven't seen.
Right. So I thought the running backs. I mean, Brian Robinson. I thought he fights hard, and I like that. But overall, as a group, I'm going to give him a freaking D+, C-.
I agree
So
with that.
They weren't that effective.
The only thing I can say to justify giving them even
Scott's got to flee.
to a C is there were several times in blitz pickup that the running backs shellacked the linebackers.
Yeah, I saw that too.
That's one thing that we excel at.
McNichols had a really good.
That's the thing that I could say.
I think it was Cam Jordan.
I think you could elevate them to a C.
I'll give them a C. Good point down there, Max.
Based off of that they stepped up and were laying the lumber in the hole when they needed to.
That's a consistency with them. I do like that. I've said it time and again in our chats or in our fucking post game that our running backs have been paying attention to the Clinton Portis school of fucking knocking the shit out of somebody, and they do. So that's good. But all right, a C at the best.
Yeah,
they
Max is totally right. I saw McNichols lay out. I think it was Cam Jordan. Just
McNichols
put
did
him
it
on
twice.
His fucking ass, man. It was really good to see.
McNichols, he's a good pickup. All right, Jesse, the wide receivers. Give us a grade. What do you think our wide receivers were today?
I mean,
it's a tough grade. That's why I assigned you to it.
It is. I do like Brown getting involved some. He had a really good catch. I think it was in the third quarter for a first down. Jameson Crowder had a good catch. Terry had
a hell of a throw.
Yeah, Terry had a couple good grabs, but also a drop. He had a major drop, and that would have been probably a 65-yard touchdown. I'll go a B-, maybe.
You got to add Zacchaeus in there. He had a crucial catch as well.
Yeah, Zacchaeus had a good catch. So I'll go.
If Terry catches one of those bombs, it's an A.
Yeah.
Holding as well. Yeah, Scott's right.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, penalties do knock the grade down a little bit.
Yeah, Diami got caught for a bad one there. I thought Diami, in terms of everybody looking at the number 2 wide receiver to step up, I thought he did all right. Except for that holding call. But what do y'all think? Or am I missing something there with Diami Brown?
I thought he
stepped up. He had more targets. He played
Bonehead
more.
Holding call, but other than that,
his one reverse worked really well. The second time they tried it,
he got knocked out.
So much. Yeah. Well, see, he didn't. They wouldn't have let him right back in a game like that. There's plays like that where people don't know what's wrong with a guy and he comes back in the game. He got kicked in the balls, right? And they're not allowed to touch it. So they just sit there, and they sit there for a minute, and then they take him off for a play, and they come back in.
Yeah.
So whenever you see a mystery what the fuck's happened to him, he got hit in the nuts, most likely. So wide receiver, what was your grade? B-?
Yeah, B-, C+, I guess. Right. I mean, we'll go C just because of the penalty.
All right, there you go. That's official now. All right, Max, give us a tight end grade.
Incomplete. It was really only a first half.
Hate a teacher that gives you a fucking incomplete. Don't you just hate?
Bates had a really good catch.
Bates had a good catch. Great catch. I mean, you're looking at tight ends that, in terms of the offense, as a group, they had 4 catches. And
Zach Ertz had a great
They
catch.
block. Well,
he had a great
They
catch.
blocked well either.
right, that's the thing is you can't really tell because is that just lumped in with the offensive line or so it's kind of just like it's an incomplete. You can't really see what they did because they didn't do enough.
I disagree. I would say it would be a more close to like a D. Great catch by Ertz, but the running game was not a factor. Daniels was
is
running
that
for
something?
his life all
are
day,
you,
so they're
are you
blocking.
Are you blaming that on the tight ends? Or are
No,
you blaming
I'm not.
that?
But I'm
Okay.
just saying they are part of the problem. They couldn't have had a good game blocking and still had this kind of crap.
See, I'd give him a steady C. I think
It's
think
coming.
Bates was okay. I think that Ertz played well. I mean, you saw Sinnott at times. So,
Yeah, I'm
Just wanna
with
say-
you, Scott.
Wait a second. They played well. Ertz played well. You saw that guy.
Jesse had some
No,
gas
Sinnott.
there.
Yeah, you saw Sinnott.
You
Yeah,
saw his
as in
nameplate. He played.
He played
so
well.
He must be.
He
all
had a-
right.
He's a guy.
He was
He's out
good.
there.
He was good at. He was
a
good at
guy.
blocking.
He's out there. Oh,
Put that one in the big impost book. That one.
right.
He
As John pours
was
himself some victory
out there.
wine.
Yeah.
This is delicious Monte
Chateau.
Serena.
Is that a red
Oh,
or
no,
a white?
It's
a
Monte
red.
Serena, so I think
Ugh.
it's Mount Serena. These are grapes that were grown on the eastern side of Serena Williams' ass.
I thought you were a Chateau Neuf de Pert man. That's what I thought you would be. Yeah.
I
Red
wouldn't
wine's
touch
so
Neuf de Pit if
gross.
you touch me. If you frickin' gave me $50. Neuf de Pit? What is Neuf de Pit?
Chateau
All
Neuf
right.
de Pert. It's
Back,
very
back,
nice wine.
back to football, gentlemen.
Anyway,
Now, wait a minute. I'm listening to some culture here. Chateau Neuf de Pit.
honestly, it's very good wine.
All right, Jesse,
It's about
how's football going?
£20 a bottle.
Yeah, let's see. You know, hey, we have a winning record for the
We
first
do.
time since.
You know what?
Was it 2016?
Yeah,
Maybe.
about then.
With the Seattle win tonight, we are the number 6 seed in the NFC, gentlemen.
For now.
I don't think they're going to win, but okay.
Yeah.
That's good. That is good. All right, let's move on to the defense here. So overall on the offense, all right, before I get too far out ahead of myself, thanks to this victory wine, the quarterback, how do we grade Jaden as a group today? How do we think that Jaden played today?
C.
A C? Because here's what
C.
Yam has to say. That was a game we mostly won due to Jaden, even with his mistakes.
And-
I got to agree in a sense because when Jaden's in the game, you're never out of it. The dude turns
true.
Right.
chicken shit into chicken salad all the time.
I'm saying I think a C just because there was the good of Jaden and there was the bad of Jaden. And I mean, how many
He
of
didn't
those
get
sacks?
intercepted today, right?
He didn't get intercepted, but he had 8 sacks. And how many times did he run out of bounds for no to 1 yard? And essentially, I know it's not a sack, but it's a useless 1 yard when you like
Throw
there's
it
just
away.
right.
I'm kind of on the lines of Max there. I thought Jaden could have played a lot better. I think him holding the ball worries me a little bit more than most people.
That's a fumble.
Maybe B minus, but yeah, I think he played well overall. I think he had 70%. What was his completion percentage, Max? Do you have that up?
Jaden's completion percentage 25 of 31.
He had a hell of a nice game in terms
Yeah.
of
Essentially
No,
5
it-
for 6.
It's not bad whatsoever,
What did he throw for,
but
like,
still,
230?
I think some of his issues, pop up in bad spots as far as holding the ball and taking sacks, man.
he's a
Running
rookie.
into sacks.
We forget that
Sure.
because he's played so well, but he is a rookie. And there are times when I think defenses tend to buffalo him a little bit. Not very often, but it does happen. I don't know that was the case today. Like I'm really reticent right now to really give too much of a grade against him on that kind of stuff, especially the 1 yard runs, because I don't know what was happening downfield, and the defense was in on him quickly, a lot. So he had to make decisions relatively quickly. But I tend to agree. I do know a couple of those 1 yard runs did result in first downs, but I do tend to agree that if you're just going to run for 1 yard and scoot out of bounds, although, Patrick Mahomes does that shit, and then right before he goes out of bounds, he hits a 15-yard pass, and fucking Kelsey runs for 40 yards, and everybody goes, "What a genius!"
Yeah,
So
he's trying to extend the play, and he's trying
Sure.
to make the big play when there's other plays there to be made.
I think the idiots on the broadcast even said that today, that he was trying too hard to make the big plays. So where are we with this? Are we going to give him a B? Scott, what do you think?
Yeah, I think we'd give him a B solidly. I thought we did win this game because of Jaden, but it wasn't his best game.
No, it wasn't his best game, but it wasn't his worst game either. And I mean, that sounds so cliche, but I really don't think he played badly.
He
How
didn't
can
play
you
badly.
with completions like that. I just think that it was.
He didn't play badly, but he didn't play great.
How many rushing attempts does he have, Max? That's the
he
thing.
had 11 carries for 66 yards.
All right, so out of
Leading
those,
rusher for the day, by the way.
Out of those, just how many do we think are? I don't see anything open downfield. I'm just going to take off for 1 yard. 4?
I mean, I can do that count tomorrow, but I'd say 3 to 4.
All right.
We just eliminated the Chicago Bears from the playoff contention.
Hey,
Everybody say hello to Adam
wind's
Rank
right
out
we
there.
go.
Hi, you fuckhead. Keep crying, you bitch. Hey, here's what I want to say to Adam Rank. While you're in the bathroom today, fucking dyeing your beard, goddamn right.
hey, real quick, just because you guys
Just look at yourself.
You guys were crapping on me earlier. Josh Allen has 2 rushing touchdowns in the first quarter.
Yes. Yes. Oh, I definitely have him down for an anytime touchdown.
Are they
That
up
is a
14-0?
Yeah, 13-0.
Yeah,
But no, I'm going for my long shot. I'm trying to see what else I have.
Well, I tell you what, I took the Lions -2.5 in this game, and I took Amari Cooper for over 50 yards and a Josh Allen anytime.
Hey, I had the over. I've got Sam Laporta needs to score one.
All right, there we go. I got to look at my bets and whatnot.
If that long shot hits 2 out of 3 weeks.
All right, so here, we're still on the defense here. Sorry, we're all off topic. But this is the Bleeding Burgundy Podcast, and we don't have those guys from the other podcasts to keep us. So honestly, I look down at the screen here, and I see Andy with those big, giant glasses on, and I think, oh, shit, the teacher's going to get mad.
All right, so who's got the D-line?
Holy fuck. I don't know, but you know what? I wish I had stock in the company that sells the plastic that makes Andy's fucking glasses rims. Holy fuck, those are big. All right, so
it's me with the D-line. Yeah, I thought they had a very good game. I thought they were very good. I would give them a B. Deron Payne there was a Deron Payne sighting. He played well. I thought Armstrong had a very good game. Again,
2 sacks.
The bullshit calls on Fowler Jr. Both roughing. Both of them I thought were not anywhere near roughing.
They're hockey.
But again.
Specials.
The first one he did kind of hit him in the head.
Yeah.
Dude, he was head and neck area, I guess, but his thumb grazed. I mean, God damn it, they're grown men for fuck's sake.
That's the letter of the NFL room. You cannot touch the head.
Hockey looks at the fucking play as if, how can I get my triceps on TV now?
That's true.
What can I do? I hear Hockey
in his extra medium shirt.
Yeah, with his extra
they're
medium
fighting
shirt.
in Pittsburgh.
Let me get these fucking pecs on. Who's fighting? Ooh.
But in all seriousness, though, I thought they were very good. The D-line today stepped up when we needed them to step up, and to hold the Saints to absolutely nothing. Alvin Kamara was a non-factor.
So
that's what you want to see.
So here's Alvin Kamara's stat line: 5 carries for 12 yards,
right?
4 catches for 58 and a touchdown.
One of those catches was for like
as long as he
30
scored a
yards.
touchdown for my fantasy league.
But we said he would get one. We knew that was going to happen. But
I
to be
don't think we
honest,
expected that to come from a wide receiver, though.
No, that was something nobody fucking expected this week.
and that is
to
not
Alvin
on
Kamara.
that is not on the D line. That you can't give that up
No,
to
that
them.
that's a gadget play. What did I say when that happened in our chat? I said, look, this is they're in the bottom of their bag. This is what they're pulling out to try to score now. Is this kind of shit. All right.
Johnny Newton was played well, and so did and Sheldon Day was around. Even the backup guy, what's his name? Carl
Davis. He elevated from the practice squad.
It played okay as well.
He's out playing Fedarian Mathis in practice apparently.
Well,
I'll tell you what, I will say this. With what I've had today, to be able to say Fedarian Mathis in practice and now twice in a row without a single stumble is not bad whatsoever. All right, the linebackers. Jesse, how did our linebackers do today? What's a grade?
I was okay with the linebackers. I mean, they weren't great. They weren't awful. I'll go a B minus. I thought Wagner had a decent game. Louvu one time, man, I thought he was going to murder Jake Hayner. He came in there like a fucking missile. But nothing spectacular.
Should have had an interception though.
Yeah, he should have had an
have.
interception. Yeah, he definitely gets a fucking head smack for that because he had hands of fucking steel.
We'll give
Just
that out
bounced
tomorrow.
right off him.
But I do want to play this just for fun.
That was the
I
best
blame this
halftime.
close game on Jake Haener because if he would have played just a little bit better, they wouldn't have taken him out of the game, and then we wouldn't have to fucking worry about the fucking bitch ass fucking Spencer Rattler. And listen, I said on our podcast the other day that Haener had a punchable face. Spencer Rattler has more of a punchable face.
All right, so
than
on the punchable
fucking-
face meter,
yeah.
where would you put Haener?
Haener
like
would
an
get
eight.
like a
Haener's about
7.5,
he's about
8.
a 5 to me. He's about a 5. I think Haener looks to me like he's got a little Colt McCoy in him, and I think I could go have a beer with Colt McCoy. But
You just want to have a beer with Haener.
I wouldn't mind having a beer with Haener. Shit, yeah. You know what? You know what kind of goddamn trash you
want
can pick
Haener
up next to
Wiener.
Haener?
I'll be his
right.
wingman. Yeah, I like that, John.
Yeah, right. There you go. So, all right. Let's see. Where are we with this? We're on the secondary. Max, that's you. What kind of grade
So-
is the secondary?
For me, with the secondary, the first half's an A. They
Yeah.
played
Yeah.
the first half. They were great. Sanders still
got
got
a
the
pick.
pick, and I mean,
He had
when you hold a
second one
quarter,
that he missed.
when you hold a quarterback to 4 to 10, regardless of who it is, that's a great. And then the second half, I don't know if it was necessarily the players' fault, but they rescinded. I'd give them a B-, and that's being friendly.
Did they? All right. So, Jesse, would you put that on the players? Or you think it's more of a coaching thing where they drop them back off a little bit? They just pull them back a bit.
I didn't really see. I mean, it's coverage, man. You got to cover your guy.
Right,
True.
but I think that's true in a man sense, but you can tell
You've got to cover your guy. That's simple.
Yeah, put that,
We are working the
That's-
big book
that's-
today, boy.
that's some,
but
some keen knowledge right there.
it was very much they drop back into a cover 4, cover 6, and they let the short to intermediate routes get open, catch the ball, and then get to them. I mean, you said in the chat in the 2-minute warning when Jawan Johnson had the catch, Derek Forrest is on coverage.
Yeah.
Derek Forrest run across the entire formation to keep up with that tight end with a ball on the sideline.
Right.
You can't really blame him for not being there right when the ball hits,
Well, maybe
But
if
at the
he was a
same,
little bit faster. Fucking
Yeah.
Derek fucking Forrest.
Derek Forrest hasn't played all season, Jesse.
I know,
the
he has,
fucking
this is
game
his first
for
week
us.
active. He's been going
But
down in the world.
Fucking Derek Forrest.
but,
here's
you know-
oh, wait. The Lions with the toss back.
Speaking of the secondary, are we on safeties? Is
Yeah,
that
we're
what
on
talking
secondary.
secondary,
in
yeah.
general. Yeah, go ahead.
Like Chin, I hope he's okay. And
Oh,
we
God, that
can't
was
afford-
awful.
He took
Yeah,
a
we can't
shot.
afford to lose Chin because that did look bad.
Well, it's hard
He's
to do.
both him and Ertz will be out next week, guaranteed.
Was Ertz a concussion? Because it looked
Yes.
like
Yes.
it looked like he was holding his side when he
It was a
came down.
because he didn't know where
No,
he
when
was.
when you watched it, he got up.
couldn't
He got
stand up
up,
straight.
and he went, and it almost went as if I'm trying to corral the ball. Still, he had no idea where he even was, and then 2 guys around him sat him back down again. And you think, that's
I would
that's
think
not
that-
good. You know, like when a boxer gets knocked out and the boxer's still punching. It was very much like that.
All right. So Ertz was on the sidelines. They were going, what day
And the
is it?
Jeremy-
He was going, Ertz.
And and the Jeremy Chin one just looked like it.
He didn't even get
out
All right,
cold.
on an Austin Eckler scale, how bad was Chin? Because I didn't see Chin.
Chin was
knocked
similar.
out. I saw the play.
Chin was
but I
similar
didn't
to
see-
that.
So,
It was
but the
bad.
difference is Eckler took the hit to the face, where Forrest hit the Saints guy, and the Saints guy hit Chin in the face, and Chin got the secondary impact right to the head. So I think we might see Chin next week just because it wasn't the primary impact. Look, Scott, we have seen worse looking things, and they play within the same week. So
True.
Go Baker. Baker to the left, Baker to the right, Baker to the 3-yard line.
all right, ADD, come on.
All right, so sorry, I'm watching Baker over there. Okay, for the special teams, that's up to me. I'm going to give the special teams a solid B, simply because our
What?
kicker is Mr. Perfect.
He missed.
He missed one.
He missed 2.
He missed 2. Nah,
He got missed 2, but he got
I'm
one.
giving
One
them a
got
fucking-
called back.
It's
you
hard
can't
to
give. Ott had two terrible snaps
so
on both of them.
We have to have a conversation now. This is now the third time that we've seen Ott do this, right? We've seen Tress pick the ball up, but we missed the kick against the Cowboys. All right,
yeah.
The ball was on the ground. Same today when he missed the 54-yarder. Ball was on the ground,
and the one that was called back because at the end of the quarter.
So, do we need? This is now the third time in the last 2 weeks that we've actually said the name of our long snapper. And what's the rule of football?
Here's the thing with the long snapper. Think back to the Giants in 2002. You don't bring in a long snapper at this point. you do know what I'm talking about, right?
Think back 22 years.
It was the playoff game when they played the 49ers, and they brought in the guy that had never messed up in 24 years, and he did when they needed him to.
Okay, I'm not saying bring in somebody else now. I'm just saying, is this now a need that we have to look at again?
No, I don't think it is. I think he's been very good all season. But
I don't know.
He's had
2 games in a row.
No,
how many have we not noticed?
Our buddy Burgundy and Gold just put a tweet out, said next time someone tells me that center isn't the most important position on the O-line, I might just go ballistic. We seriously miss Biotis today. He's 100% right.
Yep.
I think he's right.
No, don't disagree with
Wait a second. JP just put out that when asked about the late clock stoppage, Dan Quinn said he's going to choose to take the high road.
The high road means there's nothing I can do about it now. And
like
I said, get the phone call
even
from
though
the NFL.
there's nothing that he can do right now, I would still fucking throw a hissy fit.
He'll just get fined. It'll just cost him money. That's all. And right now, he's going to sit there on Tuesday morning right after he has his 6 a.m. coffee, and the phone will ring, and it'll be the NFL. Hey, we're sorry. We made a fuck up, and sorry. Bye. We got to go back and talk to whoever else we got to call today and apologize for our referee fuck up. All right, so I think that covers us for today. This has been the mashup in which nobody from the other podcasts, except for Scott for the 1 Point Safety Show, showed up. But that's okay.
Hey,
Scott,
this is the BBP light, because you'll get us in full tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right. You'll get us tomorrow. But look, the guys, Scouts from the 1 Point Safety Show has a good excuse. He went someplace to watch the game today, and when he came out, he couldn't fit through the door. So they're buttering his head and try to get him.
Those two fucks are playing a kids' game tournament.
No, I don't think Scouse is.
No, Scouse is not.
Freaking
like
Fortnite. I got a Fortnite tournament.
Andy's got a Fortnite tournament, right? So
I said in the chat
I got a Fortnite tournament.
How to be 13.
I can't get on the prod.
All right, so the Eagles just ran the ball. You got Saquon down to the 2-yard line. You know what that means, all you Saquon people? It's going to be Jalen Hurts for the touchdown.
It's going to be a Jalen Hurts touchdown, yeah, guaranteed.
Before we go, I want to give a shout out to my son. He just got accepted a job offer, nice job offer, and he's moving to Tahoe, California.
Fuck yeah! Congratulations,
Congratulations.
Going to go, my friend. Forgo his schooling for a bit, and he'll be in Tahoe for at least 6 months, which sucks a little bit, but.
Hey,
okay. Take a trip out to Tahoe.
That's right. See the world. See the country. And then, invite Jesse and his podcast friends out to come to Lake Tahoe. That'd be fucking cool. Live from Lake Tahoe, the Bleeding Burgundy Podcast. All right, I'm looking for the song here. Here it is. All right, so we will see you tomorrow afternoon at 5:30, where we will discuss this game in much more incredibly deep depth and detail. We'll come up with some shit to talk about, that's for sure. We'll have some fun shit to do about it with anyone like that. Scott, you and Scouse will be on Thursday at 3 p.m. here on the eastern coast of the United States. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
The 1 Point Safety Show, which if you've not ever paid attention to it, believe you me.
Hey, you might win a ticket to the Eagles game.
They influence the NFL.
Oh, I will, yeah. Before we get off, just when we finish, just stay on a sec. Not on live, but we'll have a talk.
A teaser.
We've got a teaser. We've got a teaser.
Hey, y'all need to do a giveaway for that Falcons game. That's the one I want.
Okay.
You know what a teaser is? Last week we found out on the Bleeding Burgundy podcast that Scott lets his wife motorboat him. So
yesterday. Susie showed up yesterday.
My tits aren't that big, but what was interesting was at 5 to 6, just before the game started, she's sitting there watching last night's show, giggling away to herself, and all I could do was you three clowns laughing your head off.
Hey, you know
might
what?
have
It
to-
doesn't really matter the size; it's the effort. Because believe me, the ones with the small ones, they respect the effort.
We might have to revisit this tomorrow with our regular viewing audience.
That's right. And this is our
100%.
regular viewing audience. It's good to see everybody, and I'm glad that you're regular. Remember to eat your bran flakes every single morning, and maintain your water levels. And until tomorrow at 5:30, we'll see you. This is the Bleeding Burgundy Podcast. Out.